1978, the Citizens Association of Georgetown has been serving the Georgetown community, making a positive impact that benefits our neighborhood, our city, and our world. CAG is a group of members and citizen volunteers working tirelessly to make our Georgetown village safe, beautiful, and more connected. Tonight, I am proud to introduce you to our board and committee chairs who will update you on our important work. These are our neighbors, our friends, unpaid volunteers who have made a choice to dedicate their time and resources to give back to our community. Whether it's advocating on transportation issues, planting trees, negotiating liquor license agreements with businesses, or serving as block captains, we all benefit from their public service to our community, improving the quality of life in Georgetown and beyond. So please join me as we turn to the CAG members working hard to have a meaningful and lasting impact on Georgetown.
Hello, my name is Larry Flanagan. I'm the treasurer of CAG. I was elected to the position just a year ago at the annual meeting in 2021. So I wanted to thank you for your support and your continued support as we go into 2022. It's been a very exciting year, my first year at CAG as treasurer. We embarked on a strategic plan led by Tara and the board to really set a strong course going forward for CAG to ensure that we remain effective and efficient and create impact, for the future to come. Before highlighting our financial performance, I wanted to first mention a few significant things we've done to improve the financial operations of CAG. We've had some strong re-engineering of CAG's operations and reporting systems, and we're going to be implementing some overarching principles to make sure that our financial management is sound and effective. So among those things, we're going to be going to an accrual basis of accounting, which is typical of best accounting practices, which will be new for CAG, and we've adopted that change. Importantly, we've hired YPTC, your part-time controller, which is an organization, professional accounting organization, that is focused on bringing financial accounting services and audit services to not-for-profit organizations. They're wonderful partners, and they bring a professional expertise to the skill sets of the overall CAG organization. We're so happy to have them on board. We're going to be doing some simple things like merging budgets and simplifying processes. We want to free up more time for our staff to focus on idea generation and implementation and execution of ideas rather than a lot of administrative burdens. So we're simplifying things to make it easier for people. Also on our agenda for 2022 is to create an audit and finance committee, which I'll be spearheading. And I'm bringing that to everyone's attention because if that's something that sounds interesting to you, that you would like to get involved with, please contact me and I'd love to talk to you about joining on a newly formed committees as we go into 2022. And finally, we're going to be exploring new ways to build CAG's cash reserves. I'll touch on this a little bit further, but it's very important for the financial viability and stability of the organization when it comes to cash reserves, and I'll be touching upon that in a minute or two. So let's take a look at CAG's top line results. 2021 generated $455,000 in revenue. That was offset by $452,000 in expenses, which left us in a positive financial position for 2021, which is a good thing to be for a not-for-profit organization. When you look at the mix of our revenue, it's about 50% of that revenue is from individual contributions, another 50% is from events, corporate donations, and other sources. So it's a good balance. When we look at our revenue diversification, it's not coming from all one bucket, it's spread out pretty evenly among some important categories, which again, helps our stability and our ability to project and manage our resources going forward. I wanted to also call out the Love Where You Live event, the team that ran that, and for all of you who participated in it in September and October of last year, that generated over $90,000 in revenue at the end of 2021, which was a fabulous way to end the year and help us end up in the black for that year. Next, taking a look at CAG's financial position for 2021, we realized net assets of little over $1.6 million. That was slightly offset by some liabilities of around $13,000, leaving us in an equity position of $1.6 million. It's important to note that that $1.6 million is largely made up of CAG's new office here on 30th Street, which was generously donated to us in 2021 with a valuation of over $1 million. Another big component of that $1.6 million is the cash reserves I had mentioned before. We have cash reserves that allow CAG to operate for about 14 months if there's any interruption in operations. That is a best practice for any organization to ensure that, given unforeseen events, that the organization can continue to operate and remain effective in the community with a cash reserve position that will sustain us for at least 14 months at this point. The best practice for any organization is stability. And I think when we look at our organization and the changes that we made with our cash reserves and our revenue delivery and the diversification, we are in a stable position. And as treasurer, I'm happy to say that we are in a solid financial position at CAG. Finally, the CAG board approved late last year a budget for 2022, which projects a total revenue growth of $538.3 thousand. That's an 18% increase over 2021. It reflects an aggressive plan that's been put in place by the board for membership growth, increased contributions, and event revenues. And all those plans are in place, again, with an aggressive growth plan for this year. That's offset by expenses of about $525,000, which is a 16% increase over 2021. It's important to look at those expenses as increases in infrastructure. As we look at building CAG and developing new programs, we've got to have the capabilities and infrastructures to be able to do that. So that will include investments in technology, in marketing and communications, and in strategic services to allow us to be as effective and efficient as possible with all of the funds that we receive from all of our members and our donors and our partners. Again, we have an aggressive budget for 2022. It's going to be good growth from our 2021 period. The plans are in place. The team is in place. I want to thank you all very much for all of you members, all of the members, donors, and supporters who have made it possible with your generous contributions, with your time, and mostly for the shared objective that we all have to ensure that Georgetown remains a wonderful place to live for us and our families well into the future. Thank you again for listening to me, and enjoy the rest of the meeting. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Karen Wheeler, back again for another year of raising money for a very worthwhile organization. You make my job so very fulfilling. We met our goal last year, and not only did we meet it, we beat it by $10,000, so thank you. We had 170 individuals donating and 18 different corporations. So you know who you are, and we are so thankful for you. And a special thank you to Diana Prince for opening up her historic and beautiful home for our fall get-together last year. For those of you that were there, it was, in a word, magical, so thank you so much, Diana. We appreciate you. We like to stretch our budgeted giving target each year because we want to do more for you as an organization. Since my humble beginnings in 2016, I was officially in charge of the raffle for the Concerts in the Park kickoff party. Seeing these improvements is what motivates me to want to make more money for us because I think we can even do more for you as an organization. We'd like to bring back the Fall Gala this year, COVID permitting, of course. So we are busy working on the perfect venue for that, so stay tuned. Helen Keller said it best. Alone we can do little, but together we can do so much. So let's continue working together. I hope that you will generously give to the Citizens Association of Georgetown, and we will continue to work on your behalf to accomplish our mission. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Betsy Eames, Chair of Trees for Georgetown.
And I'm Christy Klein, Vice Chair of Trees for Georgetown.
And today we'll be talking about Trees for Georgetown, but I'd like to begin this session with talking about another tree organization, Casey Trees. When Casey Trees, when I spoke with the executive director, Mark Piscano, and told him last year that unfortunately we weren't going to be planting any trees this year, and he said, "Why not?" And I said, "Well, we don't have any money." And he said, "Well, what do you need? Just tell me." And he did this 2 years in a row. Casey gave us all our trees, all the labor to plant the trees, the equipment, the materials, and thanks to their tremendous donation and also their caring about trees as much as we do, they gave us 63 trees, and we were able to have plantings both years of the pandemic. And I'd also like to talk about another tree organization, the Urban Forestry Division of DDOT. This year, Keith Pitchford, our consulting arborist, retired and moved to Charlottesville. So we were left with no arborist at all. And when it came time to put the right tree in the right place, Urban Forestry found out about our problem and gave us the time of one of their full-time arborists to help us put the right tree in the right place. Thanks to the entire community, Georgetown, Casey, Urban Forestry, we've been able to plant in the last 2 years 63 trees, 33 this past year.
Trees for Georgetown is once again looking forward to having our annual cocktail party in September. Betsy and I have been working with our homeowners who are very much looking forward to opening up their home and showing off their newly renovated gardens. At the end of a long summer, we're looking forward to being able to gather again to celebrate and raise money to keep Georgetown's canopy green and growing.
And there's one thing I forgot to say. This year, we will not be giving out ooze tubes. But if you'd like to have an ooze tube, please give me a call or contact the Trees for Georgetown hotline, and we'll be happy to provide you with one.
Hello, I'm John Manzepis. I'm co-chair of the CAG Public Safety Committee, and I've been on the committee for approximately 7 years, and I'm also a CAG board member. I'd like to tell you a bit about our relationship with the Metropolitan Police Department. It's a very close relationship. We've been working with them for many, many years. The current commander of the 2nd District is Commander Bedlian, and we email and talk on a regular basis to alert one another of issues of safety within Georgetown. They've been great with CAG in terms of providing resources that we've needed in the event of crimes, including license plate readers after some robberies, and also providing light trucks to provide some extra coverage down on 28th and M Street. So we continue to work with them. We are strong advocates of the police department, and they like the role in which the block captains and the citizens of Georgetown take towards safety in this neighborhood.
Hi, I'm Rich Hines. I am the co-chair with John of the Public Safety Committee, and have been working with John as long as he's been on the job. It seems like decades, but it was only 7 years apparently. Anyway, the program is multifaceted. The public safety program covers the patrol service that patrols Georgetown 7 days a week, covering all the residential streets of Georgetown. We also have the block captain program, and we, under the leadership of Florence Auld, we are trying to increase the number of blocks to 100% of all blocks in Georgetown. And we actually only have, a small number to go, less than 20%. So we're hopeful that by the end of the year we will cover all blocks. And then we have a camera program which we are in the process of checking out as to whether it should be revamped in some way. And the CAG board in that connection has hired a consultant, a public safety consultant, to examine our program and see if it could be improved in any way. And we look forward to their study and to implement their suggestions.
And if there's anyone who does not have a block captain and would like to serve as a block captain, please let the CAG office or Rich or me know. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Stephanie Bothwell. I am a CAG board member and the chair of the Urban Landscape Committee. The committee is the newest of our committees and has been up and running for a couple of years now. It was created by gathering a number of existing committees, including transportation, parking, and historic preservation and zoning, under one umbrella. CAG realized that it needed a more comprehensive look at our surroundings. This reorganization now allows us to be more effective in representing our community while addressing the quality of life across Georgetown. Focusing on the whole picture of our public realm allows us to coordinate much more effectively with stakeholders and provide more comprehensive representation during the oversight of initiatives happening here in Georgetown. The Urban Landscape Committee seeks to enhance our urban places by looking at all our beautiful, sustainable, historically appropriate, safe and functional buildings, streets and sidewalks, parks and waterfronts, all as a framework for thinking comprehensively about our community at this time in history. Georgetown is for all who live, work, and visit now and for generations to come. By engaging with residents, city partners, and stakeholders, the ULC focuses on our residents' interests while recognizing that a strong commercial sector, vibrant educational institutions, and productive linkages to other parts of the city are integral to those interests. The ULC works closely with the ANC and the Georgetown Business Improvement District, Georgetown Main Streets, Georgetown University, the DC Office of Planning and Department of Transportation, and others to ensure successful outcomes. This helps us to consider and assist in aligning the interests of the residents, businesses, institutions, students, and visitors in our efforts to bring about a coherent vision. Currently, we're working on a number of critical projects, such as review, meeting, and testimony of the Georgetown Business Improvement District's streeteries and sidewalk widening projects constructed during the COVID response. We are making preparations for the upcoming DC Department of Transportation's Transportation Access and Circulation Study. It looks at pedestrian and vehicular safety, sidewalks, curb use, and traffic throughout our neighborhood. This study will take about 2 years. Preparation for the design and building of the beloved Jelliff Boys and Girls Club. Also, reviews and recommendations, as always, by the Historic Preservation and Zoning Committee to the Old Georgetown Board are always underway. Coordination with institutions such as the Georgetown University and our shared Georgetown Community Partnership continues. As you can see, we have many challenges in front of us to maintain our beautiful and historic neighborhood. With your help and support, CAG is here to advocate and assist in meeting that challenge.
I have been a resident of Georgetown for over 20 years, and there are so many things I love about it, but the one thing that really comes to mind is the sense of community. As you and I know, Georgetown is multi-generational, all age groups, multicultural, so many people from different walks of life and so many different belief systems. But the one thing, even with all that diversity, that I find is that people come together and here in Georgetown, and they have formed a sense of community. During the 20 years that I've lived here, of course, I've had my ups and downs. And the people that are always there for me are my neighbors. They're the first ones that step up to the plate to see how they can support me and help me. And I am the same way for them. And so many of them
also because they love Georgetown. They give their time and their energy and their expertise to come together and figure out how they can make Georgetown a better place to live. So during the 20 years that I've lived here, I've found that it has gotten better each and every year. I'm just really proud to be a resident.
You know, being involved in the organization has, great benefits for us as a collective to be able to push forward with issues and policies that have, real meaning and value and impact on the local neighborhood. And we really are a local neighborhood. It's a place where you can walk to entertainment activities, you can take care of business, you can relax. It's wonderful, and the organization helps to preserve that sort of feeling.
Hi, I'm Gloria Hossman, the Executive Director of CAG. For over 140 years, CAG has been maintaining the historic integrity of Georgetown. But that's not all that we do. CAG helps establish a sense of community by bringing neighbors together and advocating on their behalf. Our staff and volunteers have a great passion for the neighborhood we all love. If you have any questions, please email us or become a member today.